Welcome to Disney and stuff. Well, okay, so this is different. My last live stream, I went off on Disney, stating the obvious that Bob Chapek only thought of us as dollar signs. Well, with a bad fourth quarter, Chapek wrote an email saying we're going to tighten up and there will be force reduction. Well, guess what? What he didn't know is that he was the first one to go. How's that for a reduction in force? It's Disney. They're a corporation. Yes, they need to make money, but, at the parks, it's all about the guest experience. And Bob Iger is all about storytelling and immersion. So they brought him back in. So there you go. Paycheck's gone, Iger's in. Now, mind you, Bob Iger has never made me feel like a dollar sign. Ever. The whole entire time he was running Disney as a CEO, he never made me feel like a dollar sign. He cared about his cast members, and, he knows they make the magic. He's not about a reduction in force, well, although he has already reduced a little bit. He let one person go. And, there's that. So, yeah, am I happy? We'll see. We have a trip planned for January 3rd and 4th. I've had surgery since my last live stream, back surgery. And, it's a procedure called Vertiflex and it took care of the pain. So I'm not in pain anymore. I can walk 6 miles and not be in pain. I don't have to take a pain pill. I don't have to take an ibuprofen, which is something completely new for me. I'd been living in pain for 36 years. From the age of 15 to 36 and a half years. Age of 15 to over 51 and a half years old. So this is a completely new experience for me, not to be in pain, not to have to take an ibuprofen, on a daily basis, not have to take a Percocet, which was the pill I was on before the surgery to eliminate the pain or make it tolerable. Now I'm not in pain. Now, Bob Iger sent out an email to the cast members. That he is looking forward to working with them, bringing back the immersion and the magic of Disney. He wants to give the creative team their power back. Things I've learned from Fresh Baked, David at Fresh Baked. Fresh Baked Disney, that's the one of the YouTube channels I follow. When the news broke, YouTubers were all over it. Provost Park Pass and David from Fresh Baked were the first two to announce it, that Chapek was gone and Iger was replacing him. And there it is. We'll see what happens as to whether or not the reservation system stays. I know Disney is not full force in cast members, so they can't really handle a big crowd at this time. But Chapek said there was a hiring freeze. I think Iger's going to remove that. Because he knows the park needs to run at full capacity. How'd you like the tease? The the Magic Key teas, selling for only a day and things sold out, and they all sold out within a day. You know, Chapek was trying to make money, and they can hit that button anytime they want. I agree with David. They can hit that button anytime they want, and they'll make more money. You know, but like I said, Bob Chapek made me feel like I was a dollar sign. And that's all he cared about from me was how much money was I going to spend at the park. He didn't care about my experience, how good of a time I had, whether or not I enjoyed myself in the parks, and okay, I'm a former annual pass holder. Yeah, due to financial obligations, we had to let our passes go, but we bought tickets. After the price increase, we bought tickets to go to Disneyland on January 3rd, and Disney's California Adventure on January 4th. Yes, we're going to be staying at a hotel across the street because we can't afford the resort hotels. That's a little beyond our price range. So I will tell you, when I get back, because I'm due back on the 5th, I will tell you about my experience. The Believe Key and the Inspire and the Inspire Key are allowed to make reservations January 3rd and 4th. Even January 2nd. But we won't be there on the 2nd. And I will tell you, it wasn't crowded. What were the lines like? And everything. I'll give you a trip report. Look, this is what we experienced. And I agree with because there are some people who had gone to the parks while Chapek was still in charge, who just straight up said the magic is gone. Now, mind you, I went to the parks back in September. Me and the wife, we went to the parks for our last time with our annual passes. We went for the day. And, we enjoyed ourselves, but, you could tell the cast members weren't exactly happy with the way things were running. They did their best to hide it and put on a happy face for the guests, to provide that Disney magic. But no, I think things are going to change. You've got to give Bob Iger time to undo what's been done. I don't think Genie Plus is going anywhere. They went ahead with it, but I don't think it's going anywhere. I'm not sure though. It's tech. The price increase was a little much. All that under Chapek. And he did a double price increase at Walt Disney World twice in 1 year. And yeah, fans weren't happy about that. And they made comment twice in 1 year. And he made a lot of people upset. But when he said we were going to, tighten our belts and there's going to be a force reduction and a hiring freeze, the first reduction that was made was him. They finally listened to the guests. We expressed our displeasure with Bob Chapek with what he was doing to the parks, and I guess they finally listened because stock prices dropped. Iger made himself available. And mind you, he's only here for 2 years. He's supposed to train somebody to take his place. But we'll see what happens. You know, please write in the comments, what you would like to see happen with Disney now that Iger's back. How much of this fiasco, that Chapek caused would you like to see undone? Yeah, Disney is bringing back Soaring Over California for the Food and Wine Festival. And that's not till, next year. Okay. Yay. Happen to like Soaring Over California, especially the Orange Grove scene, because that scent is something that I get to smell when I'm driving down Stetson Avenue at night. When everything is in bloom and the oranges are ready, yeah, that's a smell I get to, because I roll my window down and take in that smell. But like I said, Chapek's out, Iger's in. There's a whole bunch of people who are happy about that. I mean, most of Disney Fan Nation is happy about that. Okay, Chapek got them through the pandemic. But what he did after the parks reopened says a bunch, and the changes made to some of the cast members' unions about, days off, sick leave. If a cast member catches COVID, they're fired. They're not supposed to be around anybody for 3-4 days. And according to what Disney did, you can't do that. And with Chapek in charge, people say they work for Disney, and it's just like cast members get. I'm sorry. Instead of when Iger was in charge. Wow, really? What's it like? Chapek closed the Disney stores. Terrible move, in my opinion. But what can you do? He's trying to cut costs, so he closes the Disney stores where some of his revenue comes from. The guy was he was not CEO material, but and I don't think he was handpicked by Bob Iger. And Josh Tomorrow has a lot to learn. So does Ken Potrock. They have a lot to learn about the parks. Okay, so they brought some beautiful experiences. But yeah. Let's get back to making the guest happy. The guest has to be important. In order for them to keep coming back, you have to make it an experience. That's the reason why the wife and I bought annual passes in the first place. It was an experience. It was our happy place. I'm a rope drop to midnight type person, so is my wife. What's it say about my experience when I'm ready to leave at 10 o'clock at night? Because I'm outside the park having a cigarette because I'm a smoker. And they've moved us out to the street. And it's 10 o'clock at night, and it's just like, there's nothing else to do. Let's just go home. There's no traffic on the freeway at this time of night. The traffic's all gone. Let's just go home. When there's 2 hours left of park open. What's it say when a diehard Disney fan like myself wants to go home at 10 o'clock at night? What's that say about my experience with the park? It's 10 o'clock at night. DCA is closed. It just closed at 10. The only park open is Disneyland. What's it say when I'd rather go home than go back inside the park? Okay. So our trip on January 3rd, I'm hoping it's an 8 to midnight shift, for Disneyland. I'm hoping the fireworks run because I enjoy the fireworks. I do enjoy, believe in holiday magic, the fireworks show. I'm not too keen on the, holiday parade. You know, I'm not, you know, I sat down and watched the new, the reimagined Main Street Electrical Parade once during the whole time it ran, and I went there several times. Just to see the end float. Sat through the whole thing just to see the end float. And then followed the parade out the gate, had a cigarette, went back in, and and that was the first parade that ran. Had a cigarette, went back in, and rode a few more rides. But there it is. There's my live stream. Okay, Chapek's out, Iger's in. There's a whole bunch of people who are really happy about it. I'm one of them. I just can't wait to see what he does. He's already let one person go. Let's see what else happens. And he wants to give, the creative team, not just a select few, get back to getting the creative team the power to create in his parks. Like it was before he left, when things were running so smoothly. There was magic all over the place. People wanted to go to Disney. They came to Disney. They went up to the ticket booths and bought tickets to get to Disney. None of this online stuff. They'd show up, pay for parking, get to the ticket booth, buy their tickets, and go to Disney. A lot of people want that to come back. Yeah, it get a little crowded and the lines get a little long, but you also had Fast Pass. But it's not like, what it is today with Disney Genie Plus, where you have lightning lanes that holds up the line for half an hour. It's, I'm hoping that he makes it a completely renewed experience. Back to where it was before the pandemic. I hope that Bob Iger brings back that part of the magic. That would be good. But according to my wife, something needs to be done about the chili in the parks, because yeah, I don't have chili cheese fries or anything else like that, because the chili's not what it was. Somebody changed the recipe, and it's just not. No. The last time I had a chili cheeseburger from Smoke Jumper's Grill, I couldn't even finish it because of how bad it tasted. So there's that. So, anyways, thanks for letting me rant. It's been fun. I see that we have 0 people watching, even though I posted on Facebook. an old video, an old YouTube video, but there it is. So give it a like, subscribe and follow along. So there we go. Oh, by the way, an update on my wife. She's walking more now. She's no more transport chair to get to and from the bathroom. She's actually walking to and from the bathroom. She's made great strides, and I've watched God work in her life. We have an appointment on December 20th to go see about making her left arm move. Physical therapy for that. There she goes. See? Told you. She's walking. Not bad after a stroke. Not bad after a stroke. Anyways, thanks for letting me rat. You guys have a good evening. Like and subscribe if you would, please.